This is the David Lloyd Tennis School at Intersports.com. In this guide, we'll give you some ideas for practice drills to help develop your tactical skills in doubles. Let's start by practicing the first point we looked at in the doubles tactics guide, communication. The best way to practice communication with your doubles partner is to play a few points against another pair, and every time a point is finished, work out a way to win the next point. You're not allowed to use a way that you've already used. For example, if you just won or lost the point with a volley, then on the next point, decide to win it with a passing shot. This means you have to talk with your partner and agree your tactics for the next point. Remember to use the time to discuss your tactics, including any observations you have of your opponents, like which player might be stronger on the baseline or which one is more of a threat at the net. Always try to stay positive, even if you're under pressure. If you're on court and playing, then you're still in the game, and it's not too late to turn it around. You can also practice consistency with another doubles pair. As a four, play long rallies, keeping the ball in play and maintaining a competitive pace of the rally. Practicing long rallies will help improve your alertness and concentration in long points, and should be good for your fitness too. Now let's look at accuracy. Again, you can practice accuracy with another doubles pair, or with just one other player feeding balls, and you should practice in a range of positions. Both players forward at the net, one forward and one back, and both players back. You can place target markers on the court and try to hit them, and remember to practice all your ground strokes and volleys using the full width of the doubles court. Now let's look at some practice drills to practice keeping a good court position with your partner. As a pair, you need to decide which is your strongest position and which side each of you will play on. You also need to think about who will serve first. Is your serve stronger than your partner's, and what about your return of serve? Next, practice position and movement. You can do this as a drill with one person feeding balls, or you can practice rallying with another pair. Whichever you choose, you should receive feeds that make you move around the court, moving from the baseline to the net, switching sides, and chasing back to retrieve a lobbed ball. As you practice, think about your court position in relation to your partner. If they move to recover a ball, think about the best position you can be in to play the next shot in the rally and stay alert and in a good ready position. You can combine practicing playing to your strengths and playing to exploit your opponent's weaknesses during practice games with another pair. This practice will help you develop communication with your partner too. Before you begin the game, discuss the strengths you possess as a team, and then concentrate on playing to these strengths and creating opportunities to use the shots in which you're most confident. There's lots of ways you can do this, and it will depend on what you and your partner decide your team strengths are. To practice playing to your opponent's weaknesses, make sure you analyze each point as you play, and remember situations that cause your opponents difficulty. Between points, mention these to your partner, and try to place your opponents in a similar situation again. As with singles, remember that there's a danger of playing this tactic too often. It might backfire if you give your opponents too many opportunities to practice a particular shot or situation. So that's doubles tactics practice drills. Let's recap. The communication is critical in doubles tactics, and you should use opportunities between points to discuss tactics, pass on observations about your opponents, and provide encouragement to your partner. In doubles, like singles, there are 5 key tactical principles that you should aim to improve: consistency, accuracy, movement, playing to your strengths, and finally, playing to exploit your opponent's weaknesses. Finally, remember that the most important principle to understand is that, in doubles, every tactic is linked to the fact that you're playing with a partner, and if your tactics are going to work, then it's vital that you play as a team. So now you've covered doubles tactics, be sure to check out all the other video guides, nutrition and hydration advice, and more in the David Lloyd Tennis School at Intersports.com. Intersports.com, the home of world-class sports coaching online.